We've got the White House singing happy songs, saying that they are tackling the issue of inflation. Here's what Joe Biden had to say on Tuesday.
Today's data shows more progress in bringing global inflation down in the U.S. economy. This month, we saw some price increases slow from the month before at the grocery store.
Now, it's far from being true. We saw an increase in inflation by 8.3% in August. The Consumer Price Index indicates that the costs of everyday goods Americans are purchasing are continuing to go up. And people are hoping that the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank will be able to maneuver a soft landing amid all of this economic turmoil and pain. We've got experts saying that this seems to show that it could be a sign things are going to look messy ahead in the U.S. economy. Now, the American public is not thrilled with the tone that they're hearing from the White House. Here's what Americans have to say.
Like food prices have been going up, so I do see impact like potatoes, electricity. Actually, gas has been going up as well. Like my mother actually, she called me like a couple days ago telling me that her prices are like skyrocketed.
Even when you eat now, the supper, you make sure you got for the next day you got breakfast, because you don't know if you're going to reach lunchtime, the way you used to.
Right now, groceries is very expensive for people that can't afford to buy groceries.
Now, on Tuesday, Joe Biden was celebrating the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, which was a piece of legislation that was pretty broad. It included tax reform. It included climate change issues as well as health care concerns. Biden administration seeing Inflation Reduction Act as a big victory ahead of the midterms. Meanwhile, the actual economic data doesn't seem to back up their optimism. At this point, high prices are preventing Americans from purchasing the usual amount of energy when it comes to gas, when it comes to electricity. We've also got a situation where the Consumer Price Index is expected to shrink by 5%. Now, consumer prices are up 8.3% for August over what they were in August of last year. In July, they were up 9.5% over July of last year. And in June, they were up 9.1% over June of last year. Those are quite big amounts of inflation. That is a rise in prices that is hitting Americans in their pocketbooks. And it could all get worse soon. Friday, we've got railroad workers poised to go on strike. And that would be the first national railroad strike in 30 years. And freight across the United States would be brought to a grinding halt if the railroad workers are not able to renegotiate their contract before the Friday deadline. So that's quite a dramatic development as well. Americans are not thrilled about the happy songs they're hearing from the White House as conditions get worse, as inflation makes their lives more difficult.